Right on.
Let me ask: have you been happy with the Logan Square location? Has that driven sort of the foot traffic? I know you are a couple doors down from a location that we're huge fans of as Chicago beer drinkers, being Revolution. But has that location fared sort of to your plan and your projection and how you want to sort of grow that brand locally?
Yeah, it's been good. That part of the block, if you've ever spent like a Saturday night down there, that part of the block has changed a little bit. But in general, it's been pretty positive. I live in Logan Square, so that's obviously really nice. But it's been good. The thing we miss is we don't get a lot of the, I'll just call it the suburban crowd coming down, on a Saturday afternoon. We're not open on Saturday afternoon. We tried that early and we just couldn't get the draw.
Really?
Because for some reason, and I understand it, but drinking hard alcohol might be a little too non-taboo at Saturday at 2 p.m. for most people.
You're talking to the wrong people right now for that one.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't make sense to me.
It does not compute.
Right.
As long as I'm not driving.
Yeah, right. You miss kind of that daytime element, and we get a lot more, nighttime cocktailers. I think it's just the business that we're in. It's more cocktail focused as opposed to, like a beer garden type environment where, beer's great. I love beer. Beer's common for everyone, right? It's the common man's drink. It's very approachable. Not everybody feels that way about whiskey. So the city's been good on the nightlife scene for sure. That daytime, like, let's take a day trip and go somewhere. We miss that because that's a little more destination. The places that are, if you ask me, outside of the city or on a way, especially in the summertime, to someone's lake house, etc.
Now, I don't know if distilleries do this, but breweries will have, their tap room or whatever, but then they'll have, another location on the other side of town or, farther out in the burbs to get those suburban people. Is that something distilleries do where they'll have, you can come have it at a distillery, but we also have this location, up here where you can also get a drink that would grab the suburban people?
So we're not allowed to. So we're under the craft distiller's license. We're governed different by the state of Illinois. And a lot of it comes back to tax liability. So per bottle of spirit versus, let's just call it a 12-pack of beer, the tax liability is much higher on that single bottle, meaning we pay more in taxes to the state and the federal government than you would pay in a case of beer. Okay. So they're very hard on regulations as far as what we can do and where we can essentially do what I would call an internal transfer of our spirit from one location to another. They just don't like it leaving the facility because then there's opportunity for stuff to go missing, et cetera. The second is the nature of what we do. We produce high proof alcohol. So a lot of that comes down to local municipalities and fire safety. But in the state of Illinois, you cannot have a remote, let's just call it distillery pub or brew pub, similar to breweries. We're not allowed to do that. If you did that, if you opened a second location, you have to then essentially mirror everything you're doing.
So you have to distill out of that
and
location.
Produce on premise. Yeah.
Shit, Jay. So we're worried about hijackers and fires.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
There's all precedents there, so I guess it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. I don't think so. That makes no sense.